today's video, we're going to have a movie review about the movie 5 Feet Apart. 5 Feet Apart is a 2019 American romantic drama film directed by Justine Baldoni, and it is a novel written by Rachel Lippincott with Mickey Doutre and Tobias Yakonis. Starring Haley Lou Richardson as Stella Grant, the young cystic fibrosis patient who has spent most of her life in hospitals and has some control issues. Collie Sprouse as Will Newman, who also has a cystic fibrosis. Kimberly Gregory as Nurse Barb, who can be a real pain in the butt for Stella and the rest of the teens in the hospital who wants to have fun, fall in love, and live without following strict rules. Moisin Sirius, Stella's best friend Poe, another hospital patient who also has CF because of the 6 feet rule. Poe and Stella often communicate through text and video chat. Sophia Bernard as Abby, Stella's older sister. Parminder Nagra as Dr. Hammond, who constantly has to deal with Will figuring out ways to avoid getting his treatments. Emily Baldoni as nurse named Julie, who helps Stella and Will with their treatments. The film 5 Feet Apart was inspired by Claire Wayland, who suffered from a cystic fibrosis. She is a young U.S. woman with cystic fibrosis who made a name for herself through writing, speaking, and social media. And she has died after receiving a lung transplant. At age 21, she became renowned for her posts about illness and mortality on social media. And now, I'm gonna give you a little synopsis of this movie. A pair of teenagers with cystic fibrosis meet in a hospital and fall in love, though their disease means they must avoid close physical contact. 17-year-old Stella spends most of her time in the hospital as a cystic fibrosis patient. Her life is full of routines, boundaries, and self-control, all of which get put to the test when she meets Will, an impossibly charming teen who has the same illness. There's an instant flirtation through restrictions dictate that they must maintain a safe distance between them. CF patients are strictly kept at least 6 feet or 1.8 meter apart to reduce the risk of cross-infection, as contracting bacterial infections from other CF patients can be life-threatening. Stella's nurse Barbara previously had a pair of romantically involved CF patients who died from cross-infection, and Barbara does not want to see this happen again. As their connection intensifies, so does the temptation to throw the rules out of the window and embrace that attraction. Because we all know that if two people are in love, boundaries are nothing. Now, let's talk about cystic fibrosis. Cystic fibrosis is a progressive genetic disease that causes persistent lung infections and limits the ability to breathe over time. Germs can spread as far as 6 feet when someone coughs or sneezes, landing on surfaces or in another person's eyes, nose, or mouth. That's why it's important for people with CF to stay at least 6 feet away from each other with CF and anyone with a cold, flu, and infection. Another health condition mentioned in the movie is Bicyphasia. It consists of different species of bacteria that are found in natural environment. Some of these species pose serious risk to the health of a person with cystic fibrosis. The movie discusses people being denied for lung transplantation due to Bicyphasia. Many transplant centers have different policies about what they consider to be barriers or contraindications to transplant. Although some transplant centers may not accept people with certain health conditions like Bicyphasia, others may. 5 Feet Apart was shot on New Orleans, Louisiana, USA. It was released in the United States on March 15, 2019 by CBS Films via Lionsgate. The film received mixed reviews from critics and has grossed over $91 million worldwide. The reason the film is called 5 Feet Apart, even though the distance that patients with cystic fibrosis are actually supposed to be kept 6 feet apart, is eventually shown in the movie. As what Stella said, that after all the CF has taken from me, don't mind stealing 1 foot back. Now, let's talk about my opinion. One thing the film did very well was portray how difficult it can be for CF patients who are ill to experience intimacy, whether with a romantic partner or friends. The part of the movie I felt very sad was the whole infection control side. The premise of people not being able to express how they feel about someone, whether it's their friend or their partner. That you're not allowed to touch someone, not allowed to kiss someone, not allowed to hug someone. That part is very heartbreaking. Let's have the scene where Stella said,
Abby's dead, isn't she?
You're as delicate as a jackhammer.
We don't have time for delicacy, Stella. We're dying.
Can you stop reminding me that I'm dying? I get it. I get that.
Okay.
I just can't. I've been dying my whole life. Every birthday, we celebrated it like it was my last one.
I know. Me too.
You don't know. Because then, yeah, as you pointed out, Abby died. And then my parents' marriage died. And it was supposed to be me. Everyone was ready for that. Everyone was prepared for that. I can't die. My parents, I can't.
Is this why you're so obsessed with your regimen? You're not afraid of dying. You have survivor's guilt.
Will.
You're a sick girl with survivor's guilt. This is out of your control.
Look,
This has never been-
Will, I just don't have any other choice,
You
okay?
do, but this is what I'm trying to tell you. You do
Will,
not.
I don't.
Okay, Stella, hey, I'm sorry. We're supposed to be minute. Stella, come on.
some of the people with CF disagree because not every patient has the same experience with the disease. Some of them are healthier. Some people with CF don't like to see the illness portrayed that way because they think it makes them a victim. They think it makes people feel sorry for them. But other patients, I think will certainly says it's nice for people to see how hard people with CF have to work to stay well and how they're also real people. And that came across very well in this movie. 5 Feet Apart is more than just a love story. A love story between Stella and Will. It has a truly powerful message that everyone should take away from this brilliant film. Live life to the fullest because you never know what might happen tomorrow. So, my final thought to sum it all is that the movie is very, very beautiful. You have to watch it if you haven't watched it yet. Honestly, I really want to watch this movie again. Even if I've already watched it twice because it's really spectacular. And I will give it 5 stars because it's totally worth your time and worth your tears. So, this is for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed my movie review for 5 Feet Apart. And if you like this video, don't forget to tap the like button and make sure to subscribe. And I will see you next time. Bye bye!